Hi, and welcome back to today's edition of Frame It. Last week you learned how to shoot a two-person interview using an over-the-shoulder two-shot. But today we're going to move on to something slightly trickier, one of the most complex shots in the film industry. With the help of our actor Paul and our demonstrator Mike, we're going to learn how to do a dolly zoom. So, now to tell us more about a dolly zoom is our demonstrator Mike. So Mike, would you like to tell us a bit about yourself today?
I will, Paula, yeah. Well, I'm a student currently studying audiovisual media at IT Dublin, and I one day hope to become a director.
Okay, so that's perfect for what we're doing today.
Well, it is, yeah.
Okay, cool. So, what do we need to do before we get started?
Well, before we even think about attempting our dolly zoom, you want to make sure that our camera is white balanced and that it's in focus. Now, just to recap on the white balance from last week, you want to make sure that it's set to 3200 degrees Kelvin, which is filter 1. So the filter's set here, filter 1. That it's set at either A or B, and that's in manual.
Okay.
The next thing you want to do, if you just want to step in front of the camera, would I page for me, please?
Yeah. Like this?
Yeah, that's perfect. Is you just want to flick the switch up here, which is found just underneath the lens.
Okay.
And that'll finish the white balance.
Yeah. And so what's the importance of doing a white balance before we shoot?
Well, a white balance is important because it gets rid of any unrealistic colour contrast. That means that if an object is supposed to appear white in person, it'll be rendered white on the screen.
Okay, great. So, now, how do we perform this dolly zoom today?
Well, a dolly zoom, it seems quite complicated, but it's actually quite an easy shot to do, and it looks brilliant in productions if you pull it off.
Cool.
Now, in this case, we're going to use our actor Paul and the Frame It logo. Now, it's generally done with either two individuals or two objects in a shot.
Yeah.
For this example, though, we have our actor and we have our Frame It logo.
Okay, great.
Now, the dolly zoom is performed by moving in as close as you can towards your first individual or object, this being the actor Paul.
Yeah.
Zooming all the way out so that we're in as close as we can get and that he's still in the frame, and so is the logo. Then by simply tracking back and zooming in slowly, it'll appear that the logo behind Paul gets larger while Paul remains the same. So I'll just demonstrate that for you now.
Okay.
So I move in as close as I can get so that I still have Paul and the Frame It logo in my frame. Now, as I track back slowly, I zoom in, and Paul remains the same as the Frame It logo appears to get larger. Now, I'll just perform that for you one more time, just so you can get the hang of it. So, like before, we're in as close as we can get to Paul. Our Frame It logo is in the background, and now we simply track back while zooming in. And as you can see, the Frame It logo is getting larger. And there you have it. That's your dolly zoom.
Right, that was really good. Cool. So, now, we're just going to do a quick recap of what we've learned on today's show. Before we start doing a dolly zoom, we have to white balance our camera, and then we have to make sure that we've calibrated the lens so that everything is in focus, and then we have to pull the focus back while the camera tracks back and then zooms in. So I'd like to thank our actor Paul and demonstrator Mike today for coming in to help us, and I hope that everybody at home learned something new. And don't forget that if you try out any of these procedures at home, you can load them up onto our website at www.frameit.ie, and you can also look at other people's videos. And you can also swap hints and tips with other up-and-coming filmmakers, or you could advertise a review of film. And there's also some great competitions on there, so make sure to check them out. And don't forget to tune into next week's show, where we'll be showing you how to set up the perfect three-point lighting system. And we'll also show you how to make use of any artificial or natural light that you have on set.